Warmly welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's learn English very easily. Put these sentences into everyday use. Keep me subscribed. Weren't you watching TV last night?
I was watching TV last night.
Weren't they studying math yesterday?
They weren't studying math yesterday.
Weren't you washing the dishes when the phone rang?
I was washing the dishes when the phone rang.
Wasn't she reading the book when they came?
She wasn't reading the book when they came.
Wasn't it raining yesterday evening?
It wasn't raining yesterday evening.
Wasn't I reading a book the day before yesterday?
I wasn't reading a book the day before yesterday.
Wasn't I washing the dishes yesterday?
I wasn't washing the dishes yesterday.
Wasn't my father dancing with my mother?
My father wasn't dancing with my mother.
Wasn't Anne walking with her dog?
Anne wasn't walking with her dog.
Won't we go to the supermarket?
We won't go to the supermarket.
Wasn't Bill lying about the box?
Bill wasn't lying about the box.
Wasn't James texting his friends? Wasn't James texting his friends?
James wasn't texting his friends.
Weren't the kids playing in the ball pit?
The kids weren't playing in the ball pit.
Wasn't Rose fixing her clock?
Rose wasn't fixing her clock.
Wasn't the teacher talking about the incident?
The teacher wasn't talking about the incident.
Weren't they running away from the car?
They weren't running away from the car.
Wasn't I trying get to her?
I wasn't trying get to her.
Wasn't Tim throwing rocks?
Tim wasn't throwing rocks.
Wasn't your sister laying over there?
Your sister wasn't laying over there.
Weren't you distracting me?
You weren't distracting me.
Weren't they making the new pizza?
You weren't making the new pizza.
Wasn't my brother selling his candle?
My brother wasn't selling his candle.
Wasn't the cat sleeping in the window?
The cat wasn't sleeping in the window.
Weren't we practicing our dance?
We weren't practicing our dance.
Wasn't Ron cooking in the kitchen?
Ron wasn't cooking in the kitchen.
Weren't they watching some old films?
They weren't watching some old films.
Wasn't he speaking on the phone with your teacher?
He wasn't speaking on the phone with my teacher.
Wasn't the baby crying?
The baby wasn't crying.
Weren't we cooking together yesterday?
We weren't cooking together yesterday.
Weren't you watching cricket on television?
You weren't watching cricket on television.
Wasn't she helping me to do the task?
She wasn't helping me to do the task.
Weren't we visiting the zoo in the afternoon?
We weren't visiting the zoo in the afternoon.
Weren't many birds flying in the sky?
Many birds weren't flying in the sky.
Wasn't the child sleeping in his crib?
The child wasn't sleeping in his crib.
Wasn't he learning to drive a car?
He wasn't learning to drive a car.
Wasn't I learning to write an email?
I wasn't learning to write an email.
Wasn't the potter making pottery?
The potter wasn't making pottery.